You see, in life, you have to play the numbers game, okay? And that means that when somebody's really into you, honestly, if you really think about it, there's usually no effort. It happens naturally. How the hell do you think most people got together? You think you think Father Alex was in freaking in Jesus' time? Like, no, right? People usually went after things that were easy. And unfortunately, you have to play the numbers game. Only chase after people who make it easy for you. And this is why. There's something called Pyrrhic victories. Pyrrhic victories are victories that tend to come with unintended consequences, tend to come with hidden cost, right? That means that maybe in order to get this person, you have to lower yourself. You have to break your rules. You have to go against your values. You have to betray somebody else, right? You have to ruin your life for their cause. Those people that you're not aware of the consequences of attaining them are Pyrrhic victories, where in the long run, you end up losing. You can either, in those situations, what you have to do is learn how to recognize those types of people. And one of the ways you recognize it is that it's usually really difficult to get them. And once you have them, it costs a lot to keep them. Like, that's really the source of Pyrrhic victories. It takes a lot of effort to get them, and even more effort to maintain them. And the problem with that is that you're encountering those situations simply because you just don't know your limits. Your ego is involved, and you're trying to punch above your weight because your ego just cannot take that. Don't fall for the ego's trap of wanting what doesn't want you back. It's a healthy ego. It's a type of ego that's able to laugh at somebody that doesn't want them and walk away without looking back. So that's the first thing, is avoiding the situations that comes with too much effort from the beginning, and even once you attain them, right? Now, the next thing about making no effort is, which is the most important, fight on your term. Fight in your own terrain. Don't go to their own terrain like Napoleon did when he fought the Russians. He got lured into chasing the Russians with his army, and eventually, through the law of attrition, he lost. He never even fought them. He just lost because he couldn't catch up to them. And Russia is so vast that you can't have a line of supply, especially in a place that doesn't even want to help you. So fight on your term. Dictate the battles. Don't fight in their terrain. Don't fight against their strength with your weaknesses. So that means this: if you're dating someone and they rely and they have a lot of people chasing after them, and it's actually a thing that you could see, for example, if I'm trying to chase a girl and she works at her job, and every time she invites me on a group setting, and then I have to fight for her attention, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna fight. You're gonna have to fight on my terms. If you want to meet me, you're gonna meet me at a coffee shop. You're gonna meet me at a restaurant where me and you can talk one-on-one. Or even I'm trying to go out with you, and you're saying, "Hey, let's just be friends." I'm not doing that either. I'm gonna have to fight on your. Now I'm gonna have to try to win you over under the label of being friends. No, if you look, I want to date. I want to go out on a date with you. That's the dynamic that I want. If you don't want those dynamics, I'm not gonna fight on your terms. So that means if they tell you they don't want a relationship and you want a relationship, don't fight that battle. If they tell you that they just want something casual, that they just want a relationship and you want something casual, well, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like that's putting the battle on your turn, because now you're not fighting for their attention. Now you've isolated them. But most of the victories in any type of war is done before you even get there. It's making sure that you are fighting on a terrain of your choice. Making sure that that things are always in your advantage. So that means that, for example, a lot of people require your presence to manipulate you. That's an example, right? They require you to live with them, as another example, for them to abuse you and to hurt you. So what do? You move out. So what do? You don't give them your presence. So what do? Maybe you create space for a few days or even weeks where you're able to get in touch with, you're able to touch grass, gain different points of views, and now you remove the advantage that they have, which is usually closeness, in order to manipulate you. Right? Or maybe they try to compare you to somebody else and try to pin you against somebody else, right? And so what you do, you either start mirroring them, which is a way to counteract that, or you completely pull away and don't let them and don't give them the opportunity to compare you. So you strip them of that power, right? So you fight with your strengths, not with your weaknesses. You hit them with your strength. You hit their weaknesses with your strength. And usually most people's weaknesses is just impatience. I'm not even gonna lie. Most people's primary weakness, impatience, right? So that's one thing. Now the next thing is another way to make things to become more effortless when it comes to making people fall in love is using deception. Now we're not talking about lying. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about lying for other people out there. Let me say this a little bit more to be more clear. I am not talking about lying. Deception and lying are kind of different. Okay, let's get this one more time. I am not talking about lying about who you are, lying about a job, lying about how much money you make, lying about having kids. Not what I'm talking about. Deception is more of so. Deception is this: I like you, but I'm hiding it. That's deception, right? I see your text, right? But I'm not gonna. That's not another form of deception. I tell you what you want a relationship, but then you tell them you don't want a relationship, right? You hide, you conceal your intentions. You say less than necessary, right? You act like you're gonna leave, but you don't, right? The reason why this is because deception has little cost and high rewards. Right? I'm not talking about lying to people. I want to get this straight because people just seem to not even to ignore what I'm saying when it comes to this. Right? Make your enemies spread themselves thin. Fake attacks, so that they can fake attacks that will never come. Right? For example, if you're fighting an army, you spread them thin by faking attacks in this direction and in that direction, so that then they can segment their forces, split them up. Put defenses here, put defenses there, so that then once you attack them initially, now they're weakened because they've spread themselves too thin, right? That's actually one of the most effortless ways to take down your enemies. This is what Poland did to Hitler. He was a paranoid person, so they faked attacks from multiple directions, so that then when they fought his army, they were weakened because they were sent to different places. When in reality, those attacks never came. So the attacks that I'm talking about is your willingness to walk away. You should always keep your hand on your sword, never drop your shield, not even for a friend. Those are fake attacks that will never come. And it's important for them to understand that you're willing to walk away, so that then they can always keep, so that the defenses are always up. And then when it's time for you to actually validate them, tell them that you like them, they're in such a not insecure state, but they're seeking your validation so much that it'll actually hit better. It won't come across as needy. Even if you tell them you want a relationship, by you doing this, the fake attacks, which means, the deception, which means, hey, I don't want a relationship. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm open. I'm trying to find the right person. That's an example of that. Even though you want a relationship, you're letting them know that you don't know what you want. That's deception, okay? So yeah, you could say that's lying, but that's completely different than saying you don't have a family and you do, okay? So you do that so that then they can start putting in more effort to find out what you want. They can start putting in more effort to try to maybe change your mind. So what you're doing is that you're allowing them to waste their energy, expend their energy, get them to chase after you. And once it's time for you to make your move, they're so weakened. They're so in such a need of your validation that anything that you do will work. That even giving him a gift that looks very romantic, it might seem like a little bit too much, because they're seeking your validation with such intensity that you could just effortlessly say, you're looking good today, Tyrone, the personal trainer. You're looking good today, Melissa, the white girl. And it'll hit. You don't have to do too much to impress. When you get them to, when you use a proper and moralistic form of deception. Now, the next thing to be more effortless is, like I said, avoid people who have nothing to lose and seek easy victories. Avoid those people. So that means the easy victories are people who lay out to you that it's either my way or the highway, right? Avoid people who are willing to walk away from you, who don't really show a sense of desperation at you walking away. Don't go after those people. Don't go after those people who are unreactive to your coldness. Don't go after those people. Don't fall for that ego trap. If you do this, you're going to spend less energy. Play the numbers game. Fight on your terms. All right? So that means, an example of fighting on my terms is not meeting people online. Meeting people through friends. That will always give me the advantage. If I meet people through online, they have more options. And so they're more willing to discard me. They don't know my friends, so they don't have any incentive to treat me with respect, right? So I'd rather fight on my terms and meet people in real life. Go out of my way to meet people in real life. That's fighting on your term. Or better yet, you could say I'm not meeting people through clubs or parties. I'm only going to meet people who my friends recommend. That's fighting. That's changing the battleground to your terms, right? To a place that you have an advantage in. Like, this strategy, when you don't know your limits and you try to punch above your limits, when you try to be super honest with people and tell everyone exactly what's in your heart, you're going to expend a lot of energy. And that energy and that expenditure of energy is going to look like you're needy and that you're desperate for attention. It's better off to use these strategy. It's not, people, you're not going to turn into Satan. Like, Hitler is not going to pop out of nowhere and fucking shake your hand. Like, this is just what you should do. Any woman who tells you, for example, like, I sometimes get clients of women who want kids, right? I tell them, well, that's another topic because it is a little complicated. I'm not even gonna lie. It is a little complicated, but it's just in general telling people what you want straight on. Imagine your negotiations, right? Are you gonna tell people that you haven't been offered a job? No, you're gonna tell people, yeah, I've been offered a job many times, and I'm considering my options. That's deception. Go moralize that part. We all use deception, okay? So cut it out. And again, I say this because I want to make sure, because there's just so many people that listen to this and just think I'm telling people to be the spawn of Satan. I'm not telling you that, okay? So use this. You know, even Jesus in the beginning hid who he was. You know, Jesus in his childhood wasn't telling people he's the Christ. You know, he lived a low-key life. And when it was time to reveal his true nature, it was time. But everything has a timing. You don't reveal that you have God forbid, but some people do have it. You don't reveal that you have Ebola or AIDS, as an example, right? On the first date. Well, maybe you do, right? But there's a timing for things, you know? So the art of timing is the art of deception. You don't reveal everything at first. You slowly reveal. Because the truth is, omission by lying. You know, when you hide certain facts on purpose, that is considered lying, but we all do that. Right? Because it's just smart, all right? What I don't encourage is straight on lying. You having 2 kids and you lying about that, right? You being broke as hell but saying that you're rich. Not that type of stuff. You don't want to do that, okay? So yeah, this is how you do it, man. Look, man, I say this. When somebody likes you, it's going to be effortless. You don't even need to watch my channel. Because most of you guys started watching me because you were chasing after people who weren't for you. Be wise. Go after the easy victories. I'm not saying that go after the ugly ones, motherfucker. No, I'm just saying go after those who react positively at your advances and are consistent. Okay? Okay, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindforattraction.org in the description down below where you guys can purchase email coaching sessions where I post them on YouTube, or purchase a one-on-one private, one-on-one confidential on the phone one-on-one session. All right, so click in the description down below. Oh, I'm gonna have to close the channel. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have 2 nieces, one is 8, 19, and one is 14, 15.
16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.